वेरी ग्रेटफुल मॉर्निंग टू एवरीवन, टू ऑल द अटेंडीज जिन्होंने भी ये सेशन ज्वाइन किया है वे गो टू वेबिनार प्लेटफॉर्म यूट्यूब एंड फेसबुक। मैं सुरुचि गुप्ता आप सभी का वेलकम करती हूँ इस वर्चुअल लर्निंग सेशन में। सबसे पहले तो मैं हार्दिक धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी एंड तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी ऑल द इंस्टीट्यूट, टू ऑल द मैनेजमेंट, PSGI Coimbatore, BHU Faculty of Commerce, SMS School of Management Sciences, and Agresian Kanya PG College, and many other institutes जिन्होंने ये अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब की एंड साथ में सहयोग किया लर्न द फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। इसमें इस सेशन में जानने को बहुत ही कुछ मिलेगा एंड साथ में ये अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब करने के लिए एंड फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी स्प्रेड करने के लिए मैं तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी टू ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स जिन्होंने भी ये ज्वाइन किया है। सबसे पहले तो ये 2 दिन का सेशन है। फर्स्ट सेशन में विल बी लर्निंग बेसिक्स ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड डिपॉजिटरी सर्विसेज, जिसमें बहुत कुछ जानने को मिलेगा अबाउट CDSL एंड साथ में कैसे आप फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग कर सकते हैं, नीड्स ऑफ सेविंग क्या है एंड अबाउट ईच एंड एवरीथिंग। एंड सेकेंड डे का सेशन जो रहेगा दैट विल बी द प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज गेन करेंगे आप, जिसमें जो कि अंशुल सर के थ्रू रहेगा, मिस्टर अंशुल जैन हु इज अ रिसर्च टेक्निकल एनालिस्ट। तो ये सेशन में आपको बहुत कुछ जानने समझने को मिलेगा एंड साथ में आपकी कोई भी क्वेरी है तो आप डायरेक्टली क्वेश्चन बॉक्स के जरिए पुटअप कर सकते हैं। मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट सेक्टर इस वेबिनार का ये है कि दिस विल बी अ सर्टिफिकेशन प्रोग्राम। The one who will be successfully joining this session, 2 days session, they will receive the certificate. उनको certificate मिलेगा from Lakshmishree Investment and Securities, जो कि एक बहुत ही learning session के रूप में आगे अपने career opportunity में आप इसको present करके अच्छी growth तक पहुंच सकते हैं। Overall, this session will be a learning session. इसके अलावा recently we are opening 0 AMC डीमैट एंड ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट। इसके फायदे क्या है कि आपको मॉनेटरी प्रेशर नहीं बेयर करना पड़ेगा। दिस विल बी टोटली 0 एनुअल मेंटेनेंस चार्ज, कोई भी प्रेशर नहीं रहेगा आप सभी को मेंटेन करने में अकाउंटिंग चार्जेस के। So without wasting much of the time, I would like to introduce our well-renowned speaker of today's session, who is Mr. Sanjay sir. Sir, I welcome to you and all over to you.
Thank you, madam. Today, friends, we are going to see about basics of investment and depository services. Myself, Sanjay Nunes, on behalf of CDSL, welcome all the respected investors in today's webinar. Before starting today's presentation, I would like to highlight to you guys about Central Depository Services India Limited, known as CDSL. Friends, CDSL was incorporated in December 1997. As you are aware, the shareholders are the part owners of the company. The major shareholders of CDSL include BSE, known as Bombay Stock Exchange, followed by foreign banks and Indian banks like HDFC Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, Canara Bank, and LIC of India. As you can see that CDSL is the first and only listed depository in Asia Pacific. It is the first and only depository to set up its branch at the IFSC Center in Gujarat. Friends, as you can see, the CDSL has achieved ISO certification of various important business activities like IT systems and processes, business continuity management systems, and e-voting processes. Based on the certification, friends, one thing is proof that all the securities in CDSL accounts are safe and secure. And this is line with CDSL main goal, that is convenient, dependable, and secure depository services. So, जैसे आपने देखा कि it was CDSL is incorporated in December 1997. Okay, and they have achieved lot of certification, ISO certification, like from business activities like IT systems and processes, business continuity management systems, e-voting processes. Okay, so based on the certification, one thing it is proved that all the securities in CDSL account are safe and secure. This is in line with CDSL main goal, that is convenient, dependable, and secure depository services. Talking about the statistics as on today, friends, CDSL is currently the largest depository in the country in terms of 4 crore demat accounts. Talking about its growth, investors are services by 591 DPs registered over 20,500 touch points, okay, across pan India. And in terms of issuer companies, over 16,000 unique companies, approximately 15,000 equity ISNs, and around 34,000 other ISNs are admitted in CDSL. Friends, I would like to highlight to all the participants in today's webinar that what is the role of deposit in capital market. Okay, as friends, you are aware that in the 21st century, many aspects of technology have become blessings. And one such blessing is a depository system, which is nothing but the electronic mode of holding securities. Friends, there was a time when companies used to issue share certificates in physical form, and the investors were supposed to keep the certificate in safe custody unless and until the shares are sold. But now with the introduction of Depository Act 1996, there is no paperwork. Okay, and all the entries are done electronically. And this is how depository started holding the securities like shares, bonds, mutual funds units in electronic form, which is also known as dematerialization of shares or demat of shares. So with this brief introduction now on depositories, I would like to start today's session by quoting a famous adage by Mr. Benjamin Franklin. He says that be aware of little expenses, a small leak will sink a great ship. इसका मतलब क्या है फ्रेंड्स? When we discuss about expenses, जब भी हम लोग expenses के बारे में discuss करते हैं, so we think about large purchases, okay, like housing, utilities, food, transportation, going for a vacation. But what about little expenses? जो छोटे छोटे expenses हम लोग खर्चे करते हैं, छोटे छोटे खर्चे करते हैं हम लोग, उसके बारे में हम लोग इग्नोर करते हैं, उसके ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. So, but I would like to highlight in today's session that we should also concentrate on small expenses. हम लोग ने वो छोटे छोटे खर्चे जो हम लोग करते हैं उसके ऊपर भी ध्यान देना चाहिए. Okay, what we do, we generally focus on big tickets like housing, utilities, food, transportation. But what about the little expenses or unnecessary expenses which we spend in our day-to-day life? Have you thought about it? आपने छोटे छोटे expenses के बारे में सोचा है कभी? और just to ignore, आप उसको ignore करते हैं कि ये छोटा छोटा खर्चा कुछ मायने नहीं रखता है. But friends, at the end of the month, if you do little math or little calculation, you will come to know that huge amount is spent on small expenses. So in order to avoid this, okay, you should have proper budget in place. So friends, in order to control your expenditure and to consciously save and invest, I would highly recommend in today's webinar that you should have a personal budget. आपके पास एक खुद का बजट होना चाहिए, मंथली बजट होना चाहिए कि मुझे क्या खर्चा करने का, कितना इनकम मेरे पास आता है, कितना खर्चा मुझे करना है, कितना मुझे सेविंग्स करना है, कितना मुझे इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है. That plan you should have through a proper personal budget. Okay, because that will help you to compare your income and expenses and will align you what you really value in life. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम लोग unnecessary expenses ज्यादा खर्चा करते हैं. So that should not happen. You should have proper control of your expenses so that you have ample money saved with you and that money you can invest to get more returns. So if you are in need of little money saving motivation or just want a further explanation as to why saving is important, saving क्यों जरूरत है हमारे day to day life में, why it is important. So ये जानकारी के लिए today you are in right spot and you have invested your precious time by attending today's webinar. So with this introduction, in today's session we are going to see that why there is a need for saving. क्यों सेविंग जरूरत क्यों है हमारे लाइफ में, उसका इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है, उसका महत्व क्या है, सेविंग्स का महत्व क्या है. सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट वी आर गोइंग टू सी द लेसन्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग दैट नीड फॉर सेविंग. सेविंग क्यों जरूरत है. वी विल आल्सो गोइंग टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन इन्फ्लेशन एंड इन्वेस्टिंग. फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग क्या है, इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लानिंग क्या है, इन्वेस्टमेंट एसेट क्लासेस क्या है, उसका इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है, म्यूचुअल फंड एज ए इंपॉर्टेंट व्हीकल फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट. ओके, व्हाट इज म्यूचुअल फंड, इंट्रोडक्शन टू कैपिटल मार्केट, राइट्स इशू, डूज एंड डोंट्स बिफोर ट्रेड, क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए बिफोर इन्वेस्टिंग, वो हम लोग आज के सेमिनार में देखेंगे. सर्विसेज ऑफर्ड बाय डिपॉजिटरी, ओके, एंड की टेकअवेज फॉर इन्वेस्टर्स. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट आई वुड लाइक टू हाईलाइट नीड फॉर सेविंग. फ्रेंड्स, एवरीबडी, फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग that it is freedom to pursue your dream career. Okay, everyone who is attending today's webinar has one or the other goal to achieve or dream to achieve, right? But say for example, one has to pursue a career you love, but how to achieve is a big question mark in front of us. Okay, for that you require finance and the capability to do hard work. Dream पूरा करने के लिए अपने पास पैसा होना चाहिए and the capability of hard work करने का क्षमता होना चाहिए. If you have both, then one can achieve his or her goal. But what? Due to financial constraint, if you are not able to meet your career goals or you have been restricted to achieve your goal, then no need to worry. You can still achieve your goal by working and studying, but that is possible only and only you have ample cash sitting in your savings account. And with that savings, you can invest in yourself and you can achieve your dream career. Friends, talking about second important point, long-term social security. Friends, no matter how hard we try, okay, nobody can predict the future, neither you and neither me, right? Do you agree with me? So in order to support this point, I would like to give the best example is the current pandemic COVID-19 situation. Friends, as you can see that during this COVID-19, many people lost their jobs. There were certain medical emergencies in the families. there was excess hospitalization bill. And to meet this financial storm, if you have no cash parked in your savings account, friends, then how you are going to achieve your financial storm? Think from that perspective. It is a serious concern in front of us. So don't wait for tomorrow to save. Start saving from today itself. You should not think that मेरा जब फर्स्ट सैलरी चेक आएगा तभी से मैं सेविंग करना चालू करूंगा. नो फ्रेंड. व्हाट अबाउट द पॉकेट मनी? आपके पेरेंट्स के पास से आपको पॉकेट मनी मिलता है, उसका महत्व आपने मतलब यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दैट पॉकेट मनी एंड यू शुड स्टार्ट सेविंग from that pocket money in order to grow your cash, or you should have ample cash to meet your financial storm. But that financial discipline should start from today itself. Friends, you can also start investing with rupees 100 in bank savings accounts, rupees 500 in mutual fund schemes. And nowadays, friends, many broking houses are providing the facility of free demat accounts for those who are interested in investing in capital market. But friends, one thing everyone should agree that financial discipline of savings and investment should from within. Okay, nobody should force you that आप saving करो, आप investment करो, आप बचाओ, but financial discipline should come from within, and then only you will be able to meet your goals. Okay, and you will not depend on anybody else. Savings for fun. Many people think that you have to make a choice between saving money and having fun. But friends, this is a poisonous mentality. सबको वेकेशन में जाना रहता है, बहुत जन को यूरोप जाना रहता है, बहुत जन को कश्मीर जाना रहता है. ओके, और स्मॉल टूर मतलब वेकेशन के लिए जाना रहता है. बट वो वेकेशन के लिए आपको खर्चा होगा, बराबर. यू विल नॉट गो टू यूरोप, यू विल नॉट गो टू कश्मीर फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. बट एक बार सोचिए कि वो जो आप सोचा है वेकेशन का, उसके बारे में pertaining to that, have you made any provision of cash, or have you made any provision for savings in order to meet this goal of saving for fun? Think about it. And truthfully, friends, you should always set a little money aside for your enjoyment. Talking about marriage, students, saving money is good for marriage. And if you don't believe me, then within few years, you will experience it. Just for your information, I would like to give an example. That the Indian wedding market survey done by matrimony.com showed that on an average 10 से 15 लाख हम लोग शादी के ऊपर खर्चा करते हैं. We spend on wedding expenses. So in order to avoid the big bomb of expenses at that particular time, okay, you should start investing, or you should start making provisions of savings from today itself. You should have ample cash in your savings account to make your, so that you can spend that expenses on your marriages, leaving a financial legacy. Think of a situation, there is no harm in thinking, okay? So think of a situation that today is your last day in life. Think, just at least think for 2 minutes, that today is the last day in your life. Ask yourself and look behind, friends, that what kind of financial legacy you will be leaving behind your dependents. Just think over it. First and foremost, would your story be one of the debt and financial burden on your family? Or would you leave a legacy of financial strength, wisdom and honor? वो आपको सोचना है. So think from that perspective and start savings and investment in order to grow your money. Big purchases. बहुत जन को कार खरीदना रहता है, फ्रिज खरीदना रहता है, और एक्सेट्रा मोबाइल खरीदने रहते हैं, राइट. बिग मीन्स एप्पल का मोबाइल खरीदना रहता है. बट आपने सोचा है कि वो खरीदने से पहले आपके पास कैश है क्या अवेलेबल? बिग परचेज ऑफ फन, यस, आई एग्री, एट टाइम्स नेसेसरी ऑल्सो. You might need a car to go to work or to go for an outing. But when you think about large purchases, ask yourself, खुद को एक प्रश्न पूछिए, that before signing on the dotted lines, do I have ample cash to pay for that item, which I have thought about it, or whether I am purchasing without eating my emergency fund, or do I really need this item? सोचो. If answer is yes, then you are free to purchase. You can go ahead. But if answer is no, then necessary provision should be made for such deal, or you should avoid or rather postpone the said purchases. Last is retirement planning. Retirement need not be only about gardening and reading. Okay, आप रिटायर होने के बाद आप खाली गार्डनिंग और बुक्स नहीं रीड करेंगे, right? If plan for it can be the best stage in your life, friend. You should not be building your saving decision. You are on the notion that आपका assumption नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेरे बच्चे will take care of my expenses in my retirement life. No, gone are those days, friends. At times you have to take care of yourself. So it is about ensuring that there is adequate income or large corpus to meet the expenses in the retirement stage of an individual's life cycle. सोचो, सोचने का टाइम आपका आज से शुरू होना चाहिए. You should not wait. As I said, I will start saving for my all my needs when I will receive my first salary check. No, that will be too late for you all. Talking about inflation and investing, okay, it is also known as silent killer and earns its reputation by slowly deteriorating on the purchasing power front. As you can see that money loses value over time. Goods gradually becomes expensive. As I said that inflation is a silent killer, friend. Inflation is a silent killer. Why? Because it loses money, loses value over time. Like I say, now we will give an example. Onion, just give an simple example. Okay. Onion prices in the month of October 2020 went up to rupees 100 per kg, as you are aware about it, right? And in the month of June 2020, the cost of onion per kg was around 20 rupees. So within a span of 3 to 4 months, there was an increase of rupees 80. Now what that difference 80 indicates? It indicates inflation. Same cheese आपको 20 रुपीज में मिलता था जून में और वही सेम चीज आपको अक्टूबर में 100 रुपीज में मिल रहा है. तो डिफरेंस क्या है? 80 रुपीज डिफरेंस है, राइट? So 80 rupees is what? 80 rupees is nothing but the inflation. You are paying 80 rupees extra for the same product within a span of 4 months. क्या देखा आपने यहाँ पे? You can see that purchasing power of a person has deteriorated because you are paying rupees 80 extra for the same product. Goods gradually becomes expensive. 20 से पहले 40 गया, 40 से 60 गया, 60 से 80 गया, 80 से 100 गया. Goods gradually becomes expensive. Inflation increases over time. बराबर है. जून में उसका भाव 20 था, अक्टूबर में उसका भाव 100 रुपीज हो गया. Inflation increases over time and decreases the value of money. Our savings must also grow with time in order to meet the inflation. तो अपना सेविंग कैसे ग्रो होना चाहिए? आप अपना सेविंग्स कबर्ड में नहीं रख सकते और आप बोलेंगे मेरे को मैं 100 रुपीज कबर्ड में रखूंगा, 1 मंथ बाद मुझे 110 रुपए मिलने चाहिए कबर्ड में से. नहीं, वैसे नहीं चलता है. Your savings you should invest in different investment asset class available in financial market. Why investment is necessary? So that your money works for you. How that money works for you? It gives more return by investing. So our savings must also grow with time, and this is called as investing. Talking about financial plan and investment planning. Friends, a financial plan is a valuation of the current financial condition. Okay. आपका फाइनेंशियल प्लान जो है वो इट इज वैल्यूएशन. आपका इनकम कितना है, आपका एक्सपेंसेस कितना है, आपका खर्च, आपके एसेंशियल एक्सपेंसेस कितने हैं, आपको कितना सेविंग्स करना चाहिए, आपको कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए. दैट एंटायरली डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर फाइनेंशियल प्लान. Remember students, a thorough financial plan will help you to address your current savings, your budgeting, your insurance planning, your tax planning, your estate planning. Say for example, you want to invest in real estate, and last but not the least, your retirement planning. But remember friends, your investment first is your financial plan, but second is very important is the investment plan. An investment plan is dependent on your financial plan. If you plan your finances properly friends, then you can easily meet your long-term, short-term and medium-term goals, like generating corpus for post-retirement. मुझे savings करना है जो मुझे that will be benefited for me during my retirement period. Okay, after post-retirement, buying a house, buying a vehicle. This depends upon your short-term, medium-term and long-term goals. And yes, it depends on your needs. Okay, but if you see friends, Indian investment trend, India में आप देखेंगे ना, तो हम लोग एक्सपेंसेस को फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी देते हैं. एसेंशियल एक्सपेंसेस यस डेफिनेटली वी हैव टू गिव द प्रायोरिटी, बट अननेसेसरी एक्सपेंसेस को भी हम लोग प्रायोरिटी देते हैं. तो इन इंडिया का ट्रेंड सेविंग्स का फॉर्मूला क्या है मालूम? इंडिया में इनकम माइनस एक्सपेंसेस इज इक्वल टू सेविंग्स. बट इफ यू सी इन फॉरेन में आप देखेंगे ना, तो अदर देन एसेंशियल एक्सपेंसेस उन लोग फर्स्ट गिव प्रायोरिटी टू सेविंग. तो देयर फॉर्मूला फॉर सेविंग्स इज इनकम माइनस सेविंग्स इज इक्वल टू एक्सपेंसेस. तो फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी is savings and then expenses. So we should also follow the foreign trend by giving priority to savings and then to expenses. Friends, our big investor, Mr. Warren Buffett, sir, he is saying that do not say what is left after spending. Instead, spend what is left after saving. So if this big investor is thinking from that point, then we also have to think in this manner so that we give first priority to savings and then to expenses. Talking about investment asset classes and asset allocation. Friends, in today's world, there are various investment avenues readily available in the financial market. Okay. But like say, for example, mutual funds, you can invest in mutual funds, you can invest in real estate, savings, life insurance, you can invest in gold, you can invest in share market, you can invest in foreign currency. Okay. You can invest in bonds. But one thing I would like to highlight over here is that there is a famous adage, friends, by Warren Buffett. So he said that do not put all your eggs in one basket. It is a popular phrase which implies that you should not put all your savings in a single investment avenue. We should always diversify our investment across different asset classes to avoid risk and attain high returns. Okay. Friends, if you consider different gadgets in a day-to-day life, mobile phones, televisions, radios, cameras, they are unique in their individual capacity. Okay. As well as they serve different purposes. In the same fashion, asset classes also operate quite similarly. In the same manner, each asset class has different individual benefits. Some asset classes are risky, some asset classes are not risky. But that again depends upon individual, whether he's a conservative investor or he's an aggressive investor. That depends upon individual to individual. If you invest in bank savings, you will get a simple interest. Say, for example, 3 to 4% interest you will get. If you park your savings in bank account, you will get hardly interest of 3 to 4% on your savings account. But if you start investing in mutual funds, if you start investing in stock market, okay, if you start investing in life insurance policies, it is for your benefit and they will give you good returns, okay, in your life. So again, I would like to say that asset allocation, it is a key to your financial success. So always you should not put all your eggs in one basket. You should segregate your savings. You should segregate your investments so that you get more returns. Say, for example, if stock market falls, the other asset class, say, for example, real estate will give you more returns. So loss in one sector will compensate profit in another asset class. Now, friends, talking about what is mutual fund. In simple terms, a mutual fund is a professionally managed investment fund. And secondly, friends, it pulls money from many investors to purchase securities and invest your money in different asset classes. As you can see in this diagrammatical format that fund managers pull their money from the investors and fund managers invest on behalf of investors in different securities, depends upon the plan they have selected, the investors have selected. Then the returns generated is passed back to the investors by the mutual fund houses. So this is how, and it is again a professionally managed investment fund. Investors who don't want to invest directly in financial market may invest in securities through a mutual fund route with the help of a fund manager. Yes, obviously, as fund manager will act on behalf of you, they will charge a nominal fee, but that is okay, friends, because they will generate more returns for you. Now, why mutual funds? As we can see that investors funds are invested in different asset classes. As we saw, that itself is an indication that your money is segregated in different asset classes, and that is nothing diversification. And friends, the main agenda of diversification is to mitigate risk to a larger extent. And the famous phrase that supports the concept of diversification is that do not put all your eggs in one basket, as we have already seen this. Talking about convenience, the best part of mutual funds that by investing in a single fund, you can get access to a broad range of financial markets. And the best example to highlight is regarding the diversification, because mutual funds spread your money across various asset classes based on your selected schemes or plans. So it is for your convenience, okay? Risk adjusted return potential. From the past history, friends, investing in mutual funds for a medium or long-term purpose have generated good returns, okay, to the investors. And also funds are managed by experts. As I said, that funds are managed by professionals known as fund managers who indeed help you to generate good returns. Talking about flexibility and liquidity, mutual funds are always available for withdrawal except for some tax saving schemes and schemes that carry some mandatory lock-in period. So whenever you want the money to be withdrawn, you can withdraw the money from the mutual fund scheme. But yes, again, there is an exception that there are some schemes like tax saving schemes and these schemes that carries mandatory lock-in period where you cannot withdraw. Talking about tax advantage, friends, just imagine that you are earned high returns, okay, and your high returns are eaten by paying taxes. End up paying good amount or huge amount of taxes. So in order to maintain that hierarchy of high returns, a mutual fund investment provides tax savings schemes to investors like equity-linked savings schemes known as ELSS. Then you will be eligible to get tax deduction benefit under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act 1961. Talking about professional management, as I said that mutual fund is backed by dedicated research team. Selection and management, friends, of your securities is done by such professionals. Past history has shown that mutual fund has given good returns. As why? Because mutual fund, there are professionals who handle your money and they invest in different asset classes in order to get more returns, and that return is passed on to you. Talking about introduction to capital market, as you are aware that capital market is a place where buyers and sellers meet to trade financial securities like bonds, stocks, and yes, it is all about how to invest, where to invest, and why to invest. That ultimately depends upon you. Just for your information, past history has shown that by investing in capital market, chances of good returns in long term are positive. I am repeating, chances of good returns in long term are positive, and also equities deliver high inflation adjusted returns than other assets. So students, at this young age, investment in capital market is the best option for you. Why it is the best option for you? Because it generates good returns in the long term, and you have the long-term horizon, friends, with you, right? You have the risk-taking capability, because if you take risk at this stage, then definitely you're going to get good returns in the long term. Students, capital market consists of primary market and secondary market. Now we will see that what you understand by capital market and what do you mean by secondary market. Primary market, friends, deals with trade of new issue of stocks and securities. I would like to give an example. Here you can see that here company sells stocks to the public for the first time, and this is done through a process known as IPO. We'll come to it. Okay, we'll come to that point. But from capital market, primary market, I would like to give an example that if you want to buy a new flat, then you approach the builder directly. You want to buy a new flat, okay? So you approach the builder directly, right? In the same manner, when you are dealing in primary market, and investors deal directly with the company through IPO known as initial public offering. Now, what is this IPO mean? It is a source of collecting money by the company from the public, okay? For the first time, as I said, here company sells stocks to the public for the first time. Say, for example, expansion of business or to repay the company debt or for whatever reason. That is not our concern. But if you invest or you buy shares, you invest in company, then in return, the company gives you shares. For the first time, as I said, the company sells stocks to the public for the first time. You pay the amount to the companies, and in return, the company gives you shares. Talking about secondary market. Friends, secondary, here investors and traders buy and sell stocks to each other. Okay, and this secondary market, what in secondary market deals with exchange of existing or previously issued securities. जैसे मैंने बोला आपको कि primary market, here the company sells stocks to the investors. Now first the primary market will come and then the secondary market. So already the shares issued in primary market, now it becomes secondary. Okay. Now you can deal with exchange of existing or previously issued securities. So that itself is a secondary market. And what second important here is that the company does not participate in this transaction. Okay, here the buyer and seller do the transaction, but here again the buyer doesn't know who is the seller and the seller doesn't know who is the buyer of the securities. Now friends, if you have made up your mind by looking after all these slides up to now, if you have made up your mind to invest in stock market, then you have to follow very simple steps. Okay, you have to open a demat account. First, you have to open a trading account and you have to open a bank account. If you already have a bank account and if the same bank is providing you the broking services, then you can open all the three accounts under one umbrella. See, you have account in HDFC Bank. Example point of view, I am taking the name of HDFC Bank. Then through HDFC Securities, you can open demat and trading account. Okay. Now, what is the purpose and what is the meaning of demat trading account? Demat is similar to your bank account, friends. Deposit cash in your bank account, okay, you deposit shares in your demat account. Simple. And the full form of demat account is known as dematerialized account. Okay. A demat accounts are maintained by two depositories known as CDSL, Central Depository Services India Limited, and second is National Securities Depository Limited, known as NCDEX. Students, to further elaborate about the prerequisites of for buying or selling shares in securities, what I should do. So, what are the prerequisites I have to maintain before dealing in buying or selling of shares in securities market? First and foremost is savings bank account you should have. As I said, the savings bank account can be in any bank. Okay. Trading account should be there. And yes, it should be, trading account should be open and open only with SEBI registered stockbroker. And demat is here where SEBI registered, again, you should open a demat account with SEBI registered broker itself. Okay. And what does demat account, benefit of demat account is that you hold shares in demat account. But in trading, you can buy and sell securities. But for that, you require one important element known as vitamin M. And what is that vitamin M, friends? That vitamin M is nothing but money. One should have sufficient bank balance to transact in capital market. If you don't have cash parked in your savings account, then how you're going to do transactions in your trading account of buying and selling? Or how you can buy the shares? If there are no cash available in your savings account, in your trading account, then how you're going to buy the securities? So this vitamin M known as money is very important to do the transaction in capital market. Trading and demat account opening, documents to open trading and demat account. Okay. Proof of identity, either any one of these particular list given below, as you can see in the on the screen. that any of the documents as proof of identity you can give at the time of opening your Demat and trading account, known as PAN, voter ID, driving license, passport, Aadhaar card, any of the proof you can give as an identity, and address proof you can give either voter ID card, driving license, passport, ration card, Aadhaar card at the time of opening your Demat and trading account. Who can open Demat account? Individuals, maximum 3 holders, first, second and third holder. Okay. HUS can through Karta can open a Demat account. Minor by guardian can open a Demat account. NRI, corporate known as private limited company or public limited company can open a Demat account. Registered trust, okay, I am talking about registered trust, can open a Demat account. Bank and domestic institutional investors can open a Demat account, and foreign portfolio investors can open a Demat account. What are the benefits, friends? As you can see that in my introduction part, I told you that as nowadays you don't have to hold a physical share certificate issued by company. Everything has become online. So by becoming online, your securities are safe and it is easily transferable and retrievable. Okay. You can also take loan against shares, and this term is known as pledging of shares. Okay. It is easy and instant transfer. You no need to visit the broker's office. Okay. You can online transfer your shares, or you can buy the shares or sell the shares through Demat. Mutual funds, nowadays you can also hold the securities like mutual fund units in your Demat account. So it's talking about rights issue. I would like to give an overview to all the students, today's participants in today's webinar, that what is the meaning of rights issue. Okay, you might have heard about this word rights issue. Basically, it is nothing but, friends, in simple terms, thing. It is an invitation by the issuer company to the existing shareholders to buy additional shares, okay, at a discounted prices. It is an invitation. First, it is an invitation to whom? The invitation to the existing shareholders to buy additional shares, and yes, last but not the least, at the discounted prices and within a specific time frame. Okay, so if you can see that offer of securities by a listed company to existing shareholders of the company as on the record date. Friends, record date is nothing but the eligibility of a shareholder. It is the company decides one date, and the purpose of this record date is that as on that date, that particular share should be there in your Demat account. Then and then only you will be able to, then and then only you are liable for this rights issue. Okay, and then only you will be offered the share at a discounted price. Decision to have a rights issue is taken by the board of directors of the company. Okay, decision is taken by the board of directors of the company whether to come up with a rights issue. Okay, that decision is taken by the BOD of the company. Existing shareholders as on record date offered a right to subscribe to the rights issue using the right entitlement. Whenever, friends, there are 2-3 important terms when a rights issue, when a company comes with a rights issue, there are 2-3 important terms you should understand. First is the record date, what price, and the ratio. Okay, ratio. Say for example, company decides the ratio of 1:5. What does that mean? 1:5 indicates that for existing 5 shares, you will get one right issue at a discounted price. Okay, so say for example, you have 10 shares, so you will get 2 right shares at a discounted price. Your ratio is 1:5. Okay, and you are holding, say for example, Sanjay is holding 10 shares in his account as on record date. Okay, on that record date, I will get 2 rights entitlement. So hope I am clear with this particular point. Record date. Rights are delivered on T+2 days. So friends, we will take an example taking into consideration the record date as well as the settlement date. I am going very slow because you should understand exact means what does. Please try to understand with an example. It is very simple. Say for example, ABC is offering a rights issue and it announces 22nd April, okay, as the record date. I am repeating, ABC company is offering a rights issue and it announces 22nd April as the record date. One must now, as I said, own the shares of that particular company as on that record date. Okay. Now, say for example, if Sanjay buys the shares on 21st of April, I will not be eligible as an existing shareholder as on the record date, which is decided by the company as such as 22nd of April. Why? Because the rights are delivered on T+2 days. I will be eligible as an existing shareholder on 23rd of April, but which is the record date decided by the company's 22nd April. Even though if I have bought shares on 21st of April, I will not be the eligible shareholders to receive the rights issue. Why? Because I am not the existing shareholder as on 22nd April. I will be the existing shareholder of that particular ABC company on 23rd. Okay. And the company has decided a record date as 22nd April. So I will not be eligible for rights entitlement. Shareholders also have the right to renounce their rights entitlement. Renounce means what, friends? Renounce means refuse, reject. Say, for example, if a shareholder is not interested in rights and if he wants to give up his right or transfer, ठीक है ना, मुझे मुझे मेरे राइट्स ट्रांसफर करने का है दूसरा, आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड, मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं है वो राइट्स एंटाइटलमेंट, so I can transfer my rights entitlement to another person. Say, for example, Sanjay can transfer rights to, say, for example, Mr. Ajay. So that is possible. Apply for additional securities over and above what they are entitled to. This is only and only when the shares are unsubscribed, when the rights are unsubscribed. If the rights are oversubscribed, okay, then this particular term will not be applicable. You cannot apply for additional securities because it is already oversubscribed. Do before trade deal, as I said, deal only through SEBI registered intermediaries. Okay, ensure that you read all the mandatory documents and collect photocopy of the signed documents. Friends, remember one thing: at the time of opening your demat and trading account, the broker will give you forms to sign. Okay, the particular agent will come and say that you please sign the document. आप टेंशन मत लो, हम लोग सब देख लेंगे, आप खाली साइन कर लो. Please don't do that. Why? Because it is for your benefit. You can tell the broker, you can tell the agent that boss, 2 दिन रुको, मैं पूरा पढ़ के आपको साइन करके डॉक्यूमेंट दे दूंगा. Before signing, you should be comfortable that on which document I am signing. And after, if you are comfortable, you can sign the document. You can give the documents to the broker, and you can also request the broker that I want the photocopy of the signed document. And no broker will reject that request. He has to compulsory give you that signed document, photocopy of the signed document. Okay, get a clear idea about brokerage and other charges levied by the broker. पूरे जानकारी लीजिए आप, which broker is best, which broker is providing me free services. Okay, so think before investing in capital market, before opening an account, demat account, trading account, आप सोचो कि कौन सा ब्रोकर अच्छा है, उसके चार्जेस क्या है, उनका सर्विसेज क्या अच्छे प्रोवाइड उन लोग करते हैं, मार्केट में उनका नाम है, वो सब देख लो आप. ओके, एंड अगेन ऑब्टेन अ कॉपी ऑफ ऑल द डॉक्यूमेंट्स एग्जीक्यूटेड बाय यू फ्रॉम द स्टॉक ब्रोकर फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. आप जो बोले, मैंने बोला सेकंड पॉइंट को आपको कि यू कैन कलेक्ट फोटोकॉपी. वो फोटोकॉपी के लिए आपको कोई भी कॉस्ट पे करना नहीं है, इट इज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, एंड द ब्रोकर हैज टू गिव you that photocopy of the signed document. Don't before you start trade, don't deal with unregistered intermediaries. Friends, आपको बुखार आएगा तो आप मीन्स अनक्वालिफाइड डॉक्टर के पास जाते हो क्या? नहीं. इन द सेम फैशन, वेन एवर यू आर गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट, आप निवेश करते हैं आपका हार्डकोर मनी जो आप अर्न करते हो, डोंट गिव टू अ स्ट्रेंजर्स हैंड. ऑलवेज एंड ऑलवेज डील विथ SEBI registered broker itself. Don't execute any documents with any intermediary without reading and understanding the content. मैंने जैसा आपको बोला, please don't sign blindly. Read the document. If you are comfortable, then only sign. Otherwise, reject. Don't trade on rumors. अफवाह के ऊपर ट्रेड मत करो. There is a saying that rumors are carried by haters, spread by fools, and accepted by idiots. तो कोई भी बोलेगा ये शेयर बाय करो, इसमें इन्वेस्ट करो, उसमें इन्वेस्ट करो, ये स्कीम अच्छा है, वो स्कीम अच्छा है. नो, डू प्रॉपर होमवर्क फ्रेंड्स, बिकॉज यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग, या आप आपके खुद का हार्डकोर मनी इन्वेस्ट करते हो. सो टेक केयर ऑफ दैट ऑल्सो. डोंट शेयर योर इंटरनेट ट्रेडिंग पासवर्ड विद एनीबॉडी. डोंट, आप आपके एटीएम का कार्ड का पिन किसको शेयर करते हो क्या? आपके फ्रेंड को शेयर करते हो क्या? नो. देन व्हाई यू वांट टू शेयर योर इंटरनेट ट्रेडिंग पासवर्ड विद एनीबॉडी? इट इज लाइक योर एटीएम पिन इटसेल्फ फ्रेंड्स. डू नॉट मेक एनी पेमेंट इन कैश. कभी भी आपको स्टॉक ब्रोकर बोलेगा मुझे कैश में पेमेंट करो, नो, स्ट्रिक्टली नो. इफ एनीबडी स्टॉक ब्रोकर आस्क दिस, देन कहीं तो कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. अवॉइड डूइंग ट्रांजैक्शन विद द स्टॉक ब्रोकर. डू नॉट इशू चेक्स इन द नेम ऑफ स्टॉक ब्रोकर और सब ब्रोकर और ऑथराइज्ड पर्सन. ओके, डू नॉट इशू चेक इन द नेम ऑफ सब ब्रोकर. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट सब ब्रोकर और ऑथराइज्ड पर्सन. डू नॉट हेजिटेट टू अप्रोच कंसर्न अथॉरिटी. आपको कुछ शिकायतें, इफ यू हैव एनी कंप्लेंट्स, you can contact the concerned person like SEBI. Then you can contact the depository also. You can contact the exchanges wherein you have any concern and your queries are not getting resolved. Now, talking about services offered by depositories. Friends, as you have heard in our introduction part, that what is the role of depository, and so in addition to that, we are going to see some important concepts on depository services. First and foremost is dematerialization. Friends, it is converting your physical certificates to electronic form. Now, what is the main agenda or objective of demat? Is to smoothen the process of buying, selling, transferring. By converting physical certificates to electronic form, your transaction becomes very much smooth. Okay, you can buy, sell, and transact in securities market smoothly. Okay, talking about rematerialization. Rematerialization, friends, is reverse of demat. It is converting electronic securities into physical securities. Now आप सोचेंगे कि मैंने बोला कि डीमैट now the entire world is moving towards digitalization or online mode. Okay, now why this particular rematerialization comes into picture? Say for example, if I think that I don't want to keep my securities through online mode, I want to convert my electronic securities into physical certificate. You can do that. That services are offered by depositories. Yes, but securities should be there in your demat account in order to convert the electronic securities into physical form. Okay. Transfer of securities. Friends, as you are aware that transfer means pass on or handover. Okay. In the same manner when it comes to shares, transfer of shares is basically handing over the rights to another. Say for example, Mr. Sanjay hand over the shares to, say for example, Mr. B. Okay, who is his friend. So that is possible to transfer of securities, and this transfer of securities is voluntarily act by a member. Okay, say for example, member means who I am a shareholder of a company, so I can transfer my shares to another person voluntarily. That is a voluntary act. So I can transfer my shares to my parents' name. Okay, or say I can transfer my shares to my friend's name. So that is a voluntary act, and that is possible through transfer of securities. Transmission of securities. This is very important, friends. It is brought about the operation of law. And it is not a voluntary act. ये voluntary act नहीं है. Transfer of voluntary act, securities is a voluntary act, but transmission of securities is not a voluntary act, and it comes by operation of law. And it comes with some purpose. And what is its purpose? Say for example, Mr. A passes away, and he has demat account. And if shares are lying in his demat account, then now what to do? The person is no more in this world, right? So in order to get the shares transmitted to his legal heir, this transmission process comes into picture. Okay, so that legal heir or the nominee can approach the broker and get the shares transmitted to the name of legal head or to the name of the nominee. Okay, so this transmission, the main purpose of transmission is the operation of law, and it comes with some purpose. Purpose means जैसे आपको बोला, the person is no more, and now what to do about the shares which are there in his demat account? So it gets transmitted to his legal head. This is the main concept of transmission of securities. Coming to transposition of shares. Okay, say for example, it is changing one position to another. Now on this term we will take an example, simple example. Again I'm going slowly, properly, friends. Suppose Mr. A and Mr. B are holding few shares physically, okay, and jointly. First we can Mr. A and Mr. B are holding few shares in physical form, and they are holding jointly, wherein Mr. A is the first account holder and Mr. B is the second account holder. यहाँ तक ठीक है सब, okay. And they also have demat account wherein उनके पास ये शेयर फिजिकल भी होल्ड कर रहे हैं उन लोग जॉइंटली, और उनके पास और एक डीमैट अकाउंट भी है wherein मिस्टर बी इज द फर्स्ट होल्डर. जहाँ पे फिजिकल शेयर सर्टिफिकेट थे वहां पे मिस्टर ए फर्स्ट होल्डर था. अभी यहाँ पे मिस्टर बी डीमैट अकाउंट में मिस्टर बी इज द फर्स्ट होल्डर एंड मिस्टर ए इज द सेकंड होल्डर. नाउ इन सच सिचुएशन मिस्टर ए एंड मिस्टर बी, ओके, जो आप अभी उनके पास फर्स्ट सिनेरियो में उनके पास जो फिजिकल सर्टिफिकेट थे, ना उनको वो कन्वर्ट करने हैं डीमैट में, ऑनलाइन मोड में. So now they approach the DP or the broker to convert the physical certificates into electronic form. But physical certificates में पहला होल्डर कौन है? मिस्टर ए है. डीमैट अकाउंट में पहला होल्डर कौन है? मिस्टर बी है. So here there is a mismatch. Broker can reject your request कि बॉस ये यहाँ पे मिस्टर ए फर्स्ट होल्डर है और डीमैट अकाउंट में मिस्टर बी फर्स्ट होल्डर. So there is a mismatch. But he has a right to reject, but there is an exception to this, friend. At the time of giving the request or at the time of submitting the form of converting the physical certificates into electronic form, you have to attach the transmission form or also with that demat requisition form stating that this is a transposition case. And if you submit that form, transposition form, along with that demat requisition form, then the broker has no right to reject your form. So this is the main purpose of transposition. Talking about digital services, friends, for the benefits of investors, CDSL has introduced value-added digital services so that easy of monitoring. डीमैट अकाउंट मॉनिटर करना है, आपको एग्जीक्यूट करना है इंस्ट्रक्शन, ओके, और आपको कुछ डेबिट कुछ बाय करना है, कुछ सेल करना है. So you can do this through applying through digital, taking the benefit of these digital services offered by CDSL for the benefit of investors. So whenever you think of investing your money in capital market, friends, by opening a demat trading account with the SEBI registered broker and suggesting CDSL as a listed, means as you are aware that CDSL is a listed depository. Okay, and by suggesting CDSL as a depository, I will this first and foremost avail these digital services offered by CDSL. Why? Because it is for the benefit. We have introduced for the benefit of the investors, benefit for you all. So we will just highlight that what this particular services means to us. Easy. It is known as electronic access to securities information. Friends, it is an internet based facility. मीन्स वो कुछ बताने के लिए ऐसा है नहीं कि इंटरनेट आप सबके पास है. Okay, those who are attending this webinar, all either some or the other people are attending via mobile or through laptop. So internet facility is not an issue. So it is an internet based facility and it allows investors to monitor their CDSL account from anywhere. मैंने जैसे आपको बोला कि इजी में आपको you can only monitor कि मेरे डीमैट अकाउंट में कितने शेयर है, उसका कितना वैल्यू है, क्या है, वो सब आपको थ्रू इजी फैसिलिटी मिल जाएगा, डिजिटल सर्विसेज से मिल जाएगा. Okay, as per your convenience, if you are traveling in train, if you are traveling in car, you are walking, you can see, okay, on your mobile itself through internet facility that which are the securities are there in my demat account, what is the value of the particular securities. Okay, you will come to know. It is the digital services only to monitor. Easiest is an added advantage. Okay, it is a what we say added version of easy, and it is again it is an internet based facility. And अभी added version क्या है? You can monitor as well as you can submit debit instructions through the internet. Okay, My Easy mobile app. Again, it is an mobile app. So सबके पास mobile है ही friend. Interactive mobile app. And through these services, you can monitor as well as you can submit debit instructions through your mobile app. And you can download this My Easy mobile app through Google Play Store, Windows and iOS system. Investors can log into My Easy mobile app using their easy credentials. Friends, in order to get these services of My Easy, you have to get the credential of easy and easiest. Okay, so you have to first apply for these particular easiest services in order to avail the rest of the services like My Easy, Smart, e-voting, e-locker and e-cash. So talking about SMS alerts. Once your mobile number is registered with the broker, he will send you the SMS alerts as and when there is debit or credit instruction taking place in your account, or it is or whether there is any demographic changes taking place in your account. Then through this SMS alert, through your registered mobile with the broker, you will get the SMS alert. And according to me, it is an effective risk control mechanism, friends. Talking about e-locker, friends, this is where this is the facility provided wherein you can pass your important certificates, your mark sheets, your important documents in this particular through these important services. E-cash, friends, what is an e-cash? E-cash is an electronic consolidated account statement. Okay, wherein you will get all your portfolio value or all your investment under one umbrella. So this is very important. And one thing I would like to highlight is that when it was introduced in February 2015, we have received a huge appreciation from all the investors, and till date we are receiving this appreciation that this is a superb digital services because you get to know all your investment details, your value, okay, under one umbrella. You no need to go to login. If you are having mutual fund units, then no need to go to any mutual fund site and see how many units are you holding. Again, if you have any shares in a demat account, no need to go again to different login and check what are the securities in my demat account. No, through eCash you will come to know the entire portfolio. Means what we means portfolio in the sense you will come to know how many units are there in my mutual fund, how many shares are there, how many bonds are there in my account, demat account. You will come to know under this one umbrella known as eCash. If you have any grievances, friends, you can write to us. If you have any grievances about the listed company or any of the brokers, you can write to us. We are there to help you. If you want to know any updates, information about CDSL products, or if you want to know the upcoming webinar in order to attain and boost your knowledge, okay, once you visit our website www.cdslindia.com, we have developed one chat box known as Ask Dia, wherein you can ask your queries, wherein you can get the updates and information. You can get to know the upcoming webinars. So all this information is available in our through our chat box known as Ask Dia. So you can very well take the advantage of this. So ultimately, it is benefit for the investors as well. Takeaways for investors: update your contact details with your member or DP, which is very much required, friends. Because as I said, the example of SMS alert, you will come to know what debit, credit instructions are taking place in my account. You come to know. So you should always update your contact details with the broker or member. Okay, update your bank details in your demat account. Yes, because if there are any dividends declared by the company, so that particular dividend should go in your bank account. Okay, so update your bank details in your demat account. Register your nominee details in your demat account. Friends, you can register up to 3 nominees in your demat account. But my request to you is that even though if you are not able to register up to 3 nominee, at least register 1 nominee, because it is much benefit for your and for your dependents. Keep the instruction slip book in your safe custody. Instruction slip book is like your bank checkbook, friends. You don't keep your bank, you always keep your bank checkbook in safe custody, right? So in the same fashion, you have to keep the instruction slip book in your safe custody. Register and track your demat account through CDSL, Easy and SMS facility. As I said, the importance of Easy and SMS facility. So register and track your demat account. Verify transaction regularly. You should always, means either fortnightly or monthly, quarterly, half yearly, at least you should verify transactions, because from there you will come to know what exactly is going in my account or whether my account is safe or not. Power of attorney, it is an optional document, friends. And be aware while dealing based on unsolicited stock tips. As I gave an example of rumors, अफवाह के ऊपर trading मत करो. Don't give your hardcore money to any stranger. Okay, just because a stranger is saying that ये buy करो, वो buy करो, ये scheme अच्छा है, please don't go, because there are many strangers who want to play with your money by investing your hardcore money in Ponzi schemes. Okay, so better do your homework and then invest in whichever asset class you feel comfortable. And thank you very much. Thank you from my side. Thank you, madam, for giving us an opportunity.
Sir, thank you so much for this wonderful session. Hopefully सभी ये जितने भी contestant connected है हमारे से, जितने भी attendees connected है, hopefully सभी को जानने और समझने को बहुत कुछ मिला होगा regarding CDSL एंड कैसे वो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते हैं बखूबी स्टॉक मार्केट में. ईच एंड एवरीथिंग आपने फिगर आउट करके एक्सप्लेन किया है. कुछ बेसिक्स टर्मिनोलॉजीज जो होते हैं, जैसे व्हाट इज डीमैट एंड व्हाट इज ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट, वो भी आपने बखूबी एक्सप्लेन किया है इस सेशन में. एंड आई होप सभी अटेंडीज को ये चीजें क्लियर होंगी. वी आर हैविंग एम्पल्स ऑफ क्वेरीज विद अस, बट उससे पहले कि जितने भी हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं दे आर स्टूडेंट. सो स्टूडेंट के पर्सपेक्टिव से जो क्वेरीज आ रही हैं वो उनकी ये क्वेरी है कि फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग के बारे में, जैसे आपने बताया कि आप सभी को डाइवर्सिफाई करनी चाहिए अपनी पोर्टफोलियो, म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए. आईपीओज अपकमिंग है जो कि अभी 14 जुलाई से जोमेटो के भी आने वाले, उसमें इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड वेरियस अदर वेज आर देयर जिसमें कि वो इन्वेस्ट करके अपनी जो फ्यूचर है वो बिल्डअप कर सकते हैं स्ट्रांगली. सो मूविंग अहेड विद द क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन, वी आर हैविंग क्वेश्चन कि बेस्ट सूटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट इसमें हो सकता है, वेदर इन डेट इन्वेस्टमेंट और in equity investment.
See, first and foremost, I would like to that you have to, it depends upon individual to individual. Say whether I am a conservative investor, मुझे risk लेना है कि नहीं लेना है वो मेरे ऊपर है. Say for example, aggressive, I will first explain you that conservative investor and aggressive investor. Aggressive investor are those investors wherein they want to take risk. Okay. And conservative investors are those कि मुझे I am very afraid of taking risk. Say for example, if you invest in share market, say for example, just for example, ABC कंपनी आपने इन्वेस्ट किया, आपने शेयर ले लिया, ठीक है, वो आपने 100 रुपीज का शेयर लिया और वो कल वो शेयर प्राइस 50 रुपीज. तो नाउ यू आर शॉक, और आप बोलेंगे कि मेरा पैसा डूब गया, एंड यू आर नॉट रेडी टू डाइजेस्ट दैट रिस्क. Then better, if you are not ready to digest your risk, then you have other options also. If you don't want to invest in capital market directly, you can take the route of mutual funds. Through mutual funds, as I said in my presentation itself, is that if you don't want to take much risk, but you can diversify your portfolio through mutual funds also. Why? How? Because there are schemes available in the mutual fund market that 50% of your investment will be in debt, say for safe securities, and 50% in equity, means risk plus. So here you can diversify your portfolio, wherein your professionals, the professional fund managers will act on behalf of you and they will invest on behalf of you. So first or otherwise, ऐसे भी हो सकता है कि growth plans भी, there are other options also in mutual funds. Say for example, 80% I want to divert in growth fund, क्योंकि आप risk taking capability आपके पास है. Otherwise, directly, if you don't want to get into mutual fund, you can open a demat account, trading account with a broker, and you can start investing in capital market. Why? Because you are capable of digesting that risk. So again, for example, Mr. Sanjay, I am aggressive investor. मुझे risk लेना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. I am young, so I will take risk. But there is one, my friend Mr. B, who is very conservative. वो afraid है कि अरे मुझे ये मेरा शेयर प्राइस डाउन हो जाएगा तो मैं कैसे हो गया, मेरे पे लॉस हो जाएगा, ऐसा वैसा. तो बेटर you invest either in bank account or you invest in bonds or you invest through mutual fund route. It will be safe for you. Hope I have answered your query.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Moving ahead with another question जो हमारे question box में है, sir, it is on demat and trading account. जैसे कि query आ रही है कि दोनों में difference क्या होता है? And आपने पहले भी explain किया हुआ सेशन में.
मैंने explain किया है कि demat account is only you can hold your securities. आप demat account open करके, for example लक्ष्मी में आप demat account open करके आप खाली hold कर सकते हो शेयर, उसमें trading नहीं कर सकते. Suppose आपको buy sell share करने का है, then you have to open a trading account. So difference is that मैंने जैसा आपको बोला कि through demat account you can only hold shares. In trading, through trading account you can buy and sell shares. Okay, but ultimately again there is a third option, vitamin M, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला एग्जांपल में कि money is very much required in order to buy and sell shares.
All right, sir. And another question जो हमारे question box में आ रही है, that is on costing. If demat and trading account खुलवाते हैं तो उसमें क्या cost bear करना पड़ता है? Like AMC annual maintenance charge bear करना पड़ता है. For that I would like to inform you all कि अभी लक्ष्मीश्री में limited time के लिए offer चल रहा है with 0 AMC for a lifetime. So no additional charges is there. You can definitely open your demat and trading account with Lakshmishree. And साथ में सर क्वेरी ये भी है कि कौन कौन लोग अपना डीमैट एंड ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट खुलवा सकते हैं, एंड साथ में क्या जॉइंट अकाउंट भी ओपन होता है?
हाँ, मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया ऑलरेडी स्लाइड. So can you give me the rights of screen sharing? क्योंकि मैंने वो स्लाइड पूरा एक्सप्लेन किया था. Again I would like to highlight who can open a demat account. This is very simple, friend. Maximum 3 holders, first, second and third holder. As for the benefit of the participants, I have opened this slide. So these people or these persons are those who can open a demat account, and also you can open a joint account. Hope I have answered.
All right, sir. And another question we are having on types of stocks जिसमें invest कर सकते हैं and जिसमें dividend profit book कर सकते हैं. So could you please suggest the types of stock जिसमें students invest?
Actually, I am very sorry to answer this question because this is an investor awareness program and we are not supposed to recommend any or any particular company in this particular forum. So I am very sorry for that because it is completely restricted to give any specific.
Not an issue. We'll be having tomorrow's session जिसमें कि speaker है, he'll be explaining कि किसमें वो invest कर सकते हैं for a long term and for a short term. And sir, another question we are having on mutual fund. Like म्यूचुअल फंड में किस तरह से like SIP करना उनको बेहतर रहेगा या फिर लमसम करना बेहतर रहेगा, एंड साथ में ना क्या मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट होना चाहिए, वो क्या रहेगा, वो स्टूडेंट्स जानना चाहते हैं.
Students, one thing I would like to highlight is that it depends upon a financial capability. Say for example, one person might be having 10,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees to invest at a time. Say for example, another person end up saving only 500 rupees per month. Okay, so that depends upon individual to individual financial capacity. For example, I am getting pocket money of 2,000 rupees. Say for example, I am able to 500 rupees at the end of the month. Okay, some person might be getting a pocket money of 10,000 rupees. And he is saving around 5,000 rupees per month. So that depends upon individual to individual. It is up to you. But my only advice to you is that you start saving. Don't look after that what is the minimum amount. Minimum amount is 100 or 500 rupees from mutual fund. You can start investing in mutual fund with rupees 500 also. There are also some schemes wherein you can start investing with rupees 100 also in mutual. Don't look that what is the maximum, that what is the minimum amount I can invest. Maximum you can invest depends upon the schemes available. Minimum is 100 or 500 rupees, but that financial discipline should come from you from today itself. Okay.
Right, sir. So yeah, well explained कि कैसे students अपने portfolio को manage कर सकते हैं, because lots and lots of expenses are there student perspective से अगर देखा जाए तो, and saving is the best part which everyone should do, either in a form of like investing somewhere in a mutual fund or in IPOs or with the stock markets, or diversifying their portfolio.
Yes, yes. The why I give the example of pocket money, because as college students you are not earning, right? You will say कि हम लोग कहाँ से पैसे लेके आएंगे. और मैंने जैसे मेरे
Exactly.
इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट मैंने अपना प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया कि स्टार्ट वैल्यूइंग द पॉकेट मनी विच यू आर गेटिंग. उसमें से आप स्टार्ट करो ना सेविंग करने के लिए, और फाइनेंशियल डिसिप्लिन आज से चालू करो. मैंने जैसा बताया आपको कि डोंट वेट फॉर द सैलरी चेक. मुझे सैलरी चेक मेरे को 30,000 का मिलेगा तो उसमें से मैं 10,000 रुपये इन्वेस्ट करूंगा, नहीं. तो क्यों वेट करने का. आप आज के सिनारियो में आप ₹100 से भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. तो वाई वेट फॉर दैट डे टू कम दैट आई विल इन्वेस्ट 10,000 रुपीज. दैट विल बी टू लेट फॉर योर. दिस इज my suggestion to students also.
Sir, on this conversation, I just remind Warren Buffett की जो phrase थे, he is nowadays the biggest investor in this stock market. उनका सिर्फ एक ही regret था, and you won't believe, and what was that regret? उन्होंने सिर्फ 11 साल से क्यों investment शुरू किया? Why not before that?
He started his investment at 11 years, but he was regretted that I waited for 11 years to invest. This was his main regret.
Exactly. So that's what encouraged the students' life in today's generation. And देखा जाए तो youngsters बहुत ज़्यादा है. अगर figures देखे जाए जो कि investment में काफी ज़्यादा engaged हैं, whether it is in mutual fund, whether it is in stock market or in ETFs and various other sectors. So thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session.
Thank you.
एंड होपफुली ये सेटअप जो है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत ही ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल रहेगा फॉर ट्रेनिंग पर्पस एंड और बहुत कुछ जानने के लिए कि कैसे वो अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते हैं इन स्टॉक मार्केट, इन दिस इंडियन मार्केट, एंड काफ़ी सारी अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब कर सकते हैं इन दिस सेक्टर. So financial sector has been considered as the biggest sector in this world. So without wasting much of your time, you all can open your free DMAT and trading account with Lakshmishree. We are having DMAT and trading account on the same verge. साथ में ही DMAT and trading account open हो रहा है with 0 AMC. This is for limited period offer. So don't waste your time right now. Just open it, and we are having that IPOs upcoming. Zomato's IPO is going to be launched on 14th of July. So thank you all, and thank you so much, sir, for this session.
I would like to thank Shivendra sir from Lakshmishree who gave us an opportunity, and Suruchi, you also thank you very much for all your help and support.
This conversation, the last conversation, to all the participants, to all the students whosoever have joined, कि don't miss this opportunity. ये opportunity मत miss करे, क्योंकि बहुत ही कम chances मिलते हैं स्टॉक मार्केट के बारे में जानने के लिए और कैसे आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड दिस इज द प्रोग्राम जिसमें यू ऑल विल बी गेटिंग अ सर्टिफिकेट जो कि आपको हेल्प करेगा टू बिल्ड योर फ्यूचर, टू बिल्ड योर करियर ग्रोथ. बहुत कुछ जानने समझने को मिलेगा. कल भी सेकेंड डे सेशन है क्योंकि मिस्टर अंशुल जैन, हु इज अ रिसर्च टेक्निकल एनालिस्ट ऑफ लक्ष्मीश्री, ही विल बी टेकिंग दिस सेशन. So ask your friends, families and references to join this session, especially आपके colleagues, आपके students जो साथ में हैं. बहुत कुछ जानने को मिलेगा and उनकी कोई भी query है तो वो put up कर सकते हैं. So thank you all, and thank you all for joining this session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good day ahead.
Yes, same to you. Thank you students for your patience listening. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great day and all the best for your future. Thank you.